Hi again, I'm Laura McHugh, and I just wanted to pop back in tonight to follow up on the video that I did yesterday. So if you hadn't had a chance to watch it yet, I explained why I went vegan, and today I quickly want to dive into how it's changed my life, because that's another question that I get very often, so I wanted to come to you guys tonight and talk about that. So I have 5 points that I want to share with you, especially if you're considering making a lifestyle change, or maybe you're dabbling in it, or you just want to integrate more plant-based foods into your lifestyle. So, number 1, I have so much more energy. So I am not bogged down due to my dairy consumption. And I used to be just drained of energy. You know that feeling if you have like a big cheese pizza or something and you just are like, after you eat Thanksgiving, no energy? That's how I felt after I had dairy. So I feel like because I eat more plants now, I have consistent energy and it's high energy, and I don't drink coffee. I don't even really drink green tea that often. I don't need caffeine. I have energy all day long. And I know that has been my lifestyle change, specifically with my vegan food and integrating more plants. And you know, like some people get really tired in the middle of the day, or waking up in the morning is always still a struggle, but it's not as hard because of my diet. I know that's been the switch because since January is when I went from vegetarian to vegan fully, and I've noticed a huge shift in that. So that's number 1. Number 2, my skin has cleared up a lot. So I used to break out every now and then, especially when I had a lot of dairy. So a lot of pizza or burritos, let's be honest. Now I hardly do. So it's brighter. And some people say that I glow sometimes, which is really cool. So that's pretty awesome. Just having my skin clear up. I do not break out. And I know that some people are gonna ask me about soy. I don't even eat that much soy, which is pretty cool. So that's number 2. Number 3, I eat less crap, because I look at all the ingredients on packages. So when I'm grocery shopping, even if it says vegan, even if it says dairy free or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean vegan, I always look at the ingredients. And mostly I can't have like the really bad foods like cake and sweets and cookies, and a lot of the carbs like naan, which I just figured out is not vegan. Some places I think you can ask if they can make it vegan, but I used to love that. But like there are amazing vegan bakeries, but I don't crave sweets often at all. But it's kind of a sad day when you find out naan isn't vegan, I'll be honest. But anyway, I do have a diet that is mainly whole foods and fruits and whole grains and veggies. And yes, I will have the occasional vegan donut from Whole Foods because they're amazing, or JoJo's from Trader Joe's. If you guys have one of those, they're so good, and yes, they're vegan. But I really don't crave sweets, and therefore I do not eat as much crap as I did when I was a binging vegetarian. So number 4, I work out a lot harder, and I used to feel like bloated and sick-like after eating dairy, and tired and exhausted, and I felt like I was not going as hard in my workouts. And yes, that has a lot to do with my energy levels kind of being drained from eating animal products, but I do feel a lot lighter now. And when I was doing a 60-day home lifting program this January through February, I gained a lot of muscle for the first time ever because I stuck to a very strict and clean vegan meal plan, and I went hard like every single morning at 7 a.m. It was the strongest I ever felt. And the summer before, I actually did all lifting, and I ended up feeling huge. Like I did not feel my best. I was not fueling myself with the right nutrition, and yes, that could have been just me needing to eat cleaner. But I know that removing animal products from my diet, specifically dairy and eggs, have really, really helped my energy levels, have really helped me work out harder, and all of the above. And lastly, number 5, I feel like I'm living out my purpose. Finally, I've always been an animal lover. I've always wondered, and this might offend some people, but whatever. I always wondered why cows and pigs and chickens aren't necessarily like considered domesticated, or they're not domestic animals like dogs and cats. And I know they're not bred for that, but seriously, honestly, I used to feed my dogs, like growing up, my meat because I didn't like it. I was always put off by it. And when my parents just left the room, it freaked me out. It really did freak me out. It still does to this day, even if some meat products that aren't even meat resemble it. I can't eat it. So it's the same with eggs. It always has been. And now I legit never crave cheese. I know it's always a question I get asked because I used to love cheese. And there are amazing replacements that you don't even need a cheese replacement in sandwiches, like avocado and hot sauce. And there are cheese replacements. I do love the brand Chow, and Daya is okay. I still call it Daya. I know you don't pronounce it like that, but it doesn't like stretch and melt that great. But seriously, like if you remove certain foods from your diet for an extended period of time, you will not crave them anymore, like ever. So I love talking about my lifestyle, as you probably could tell, because I know there's a lot of vegetarians out there who are struggling if they want to transition to vegan, because I know I did for like 12 years. 2 of those I tried to go vegan, didn't really work out that well. And I think it's super difficult, or people think it is super difficult when it doesn't need to be. And depending on where you live and what's available, it can be a little bit more difficult. But really, I do think it comes down to where there's a will, there's a way. I 100% believe that. My boyfriend's an omnivore, and we make it work, and we meal prep separately. And you know, there are some restaurants that I can eat at too, so that's pretty cool. It's not all kale and salad, I promise. I don't even honestly eat kale unless it's a very small amount in a green juice, and salad I'm okay with now. But for those who are struggling, if you've ever considered a plant-based diet, I'm here for you, because I know the struggle is real trying to find accurate information on the internet, because there's a lot of myths out there. So those are 5 ways that veganism has changed my life, but there are so many more. And again, if you are struggling, or you're a vegan and you love it and you love your lifestyle and you've had so much change and you want to talk about vegan recipes, because I love that, or you want to just share your experience with me, I'm a message away. I would love to chat. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate the support. And if you do have any questions about a vegan lifestyle or a meal plan or anything like that, I am so here for you. And I hope this was valuable to you all, and I'll see you soon. Have a great night.